Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. Really a slow weekend, but maybe today things are going to pick up a little bit. I mean, as we're heading towards the end of the weekly candle, typically there's a bit of volatility. Maybe not yet, but maybe in sort of, I don't know, 6-7 hours, we might see a little bit more action. The idea is still that we are in this correction. That's really unchanged. Okay, so the idea is still we had an A wave to the downside in the yellow count. This is what I primarily follow as an ABC structure, A wave down, which bottomed here this week on Wednesday at around $3,060. Important is to maintain a direct bullish upside, let's say, outlook that we are holding 2,977. Now, am I going to get bearish on ETH below that? No, but definitely much more cautious. And that will be our first warning that things are not going according to, well, not necessarily according to plan, but yeah, according to the impulsive roadmap, okay? On the daily chart, there are alternative scenarios. We covered them yesterday. If you want to check them, my first video yesterday covered the 3 scenarios on the daily chart. A triangle, which is not bearish, but will frustrate many. And the diagonal pattern, which is also not bearish, but will frustrate many. Yeah, probably the next one I'm going to look for if we break below 2,977 is that diagonal pattern. Well, that allows for a deeper pullback in the wave 4, and it would not be impulsive anymore. Okay, so it would not be impulsive. Is that bearish? No, it's not bearish, but it means that we just need to, it just won't offer that precision anymore that an impulsive count would offer in an impulsive structure. So that's the main problem, and we have to deal with deeper pullbacks and potentially pullbacks where we normally wouldn't expect them. That's just the problem with these diagonals, and also because these diagonals consist of corrective structures, it just makes it much more tricky and difficult. But yeah, at the moment we can still go with the impulsive count, and I'm telling you which parameters need to be respected by the price to keep going with that. The impulsive count is favored, also the clearest count. So as long as we're holding 2,977, that's all good. If we go down to 2,970 and get immediate recovery, yeah, we can still focus on this count. It's more like, do we get a sustained break below it? People always ask me, what is a sustained break? The problem is there is no real definition. I mean, what I use is just sort of, it's a bit of a subjective assessment, unfortunately, due to the unpredictability of markets. We have to allow for that. Sustained break is if we break it, consolidate below it for a while, carry on. Or if we break it, recover, break the low again, that's a sustained break, yeah? So it's more like, okay, sustaining below the support level. If we get this, fine, no, it's okay. This is not an invalidation point. It's more like a fourth wave in an impulse would normally not sustain below the 50% fib level. So it would have to be something different. Again, not necessarily bearish. I mean, the movements to the downside appear corrective. So that means I would still look at further trend continuation higher, but probably then not in this scenario anymore. Yeah? But I just wanted to make sure that everybody is on the same page and understands that, hey, we're not going to get bearish below that level, but it would be the first, main support area that would break in a while, really, and you just want to be prepared. So, still looking here at, however, an extended ABC structure to maintain that impulsive count. Ether needs a healthy B wave, or the C wave will run out of space. So I'm very much looking for a C wave to the upside in a larger B wave that might reach $3,818 plus, possibly up to 4,056 or 4,200. And then from there, a C wave down should hold the 50% fib level, and then we can go. Okay, that's what I'm watching for. How long will I maintain that perspective? Well, as long as it's holding 3,160. That's the key support here for this B wave in the larger B wave. Any break below that would rather suggest, okay, we're testing the 50% fib level and we'll probably break it, because then I would assume that this B already finished. It would have been a weak B, acceptable, but too weak to give the C wave in the end to the downside enough space. So really what ETH needs to maintain the impulsive potential is this A, B, C, and then it has enough space in the C wave down, and we can go. Yeah, because if it goes down from here, it won't be that C wave down would probably, it's all probabilities, would probably not have enough space to complete, and then it will break support. So hopefully that's clear. A break below the Friday low, which is 3,248, would already indicate that the B wave is here, hasn't bottomed, okay? But that we reset it a bit, but then it could find support at 3,160. But yeah, any break below that would question the assumption that we get a more healthy, larger B wave as shown here in yellow. So we have to remain a bit patient. It is slow. It is, you know, it's just corrective price action. It's kind of normal that we get a bit frustrated there. So that's, you know, people start to feel bearish. That's normal for corrections as well. I think we can identify here potentially at some kind of a triangle, not an Elliott Wave triangle, I guess, but and yeah, people start to get bearish. I can only say, you know, it's normal to feel bearish or bored in corrections. That basically tells us we're in a correction, especially in a wave 4, we feel bored. And that's normal. So it does its job, and people will switch off, you know, and then when everybody's switched off, it's starting to move. Yeah, so that's what I see here on this chart. Don't think there's anything to add. Obviously, a break above the descending trend line there will help to indicate that we're moving higher in a more healthy B wave. Yeah, that's my update about Ether. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.